welcome into the Mountaineers Now post-game show, the final one of the regular season. I'm Schuyler, Callihan, and live from the West Virginia University Coliseum is Christopher Hall. And 89-81 West Virginia winners in this one, essentially punching their ticket to the NCAA tournament. They still have a week and a day to find out officially, but got to like their positioning now. 18-13 on the year, 7-11 in Big 12 conference play. And let's go ahead and jump right into the numbers. We're not even going to mess with Kansas State guys' stats because obviously it's senior day. So we're going to highlight the three seniors here. Emmett Matthews, 20 points, 9 of 11 from the field and 6 rebounds. Keedy Johnson had a major impact in terms of getting to the free throw line, 15 of 16 at the charity stripe. And then Eric Stevenson going out with a big bang of 27 points, 11 of 22 from the field, 5 of 14 from three-point range. And obviously the free throw disparity is probably the biggest note in this one. Kansas State only getting there 12 times, while West Virginia drained 22 out of 25 as a team. Chris, at first it seemed like Kansas State was going to have either run away with this one or maybe at least get a comfortable lead and be able to hold on to it. But time and time again, as soon as West Virginia would get down 6 to 8 points, they would strike back, and they eventually took that lead going into the half. And really from that point on, their defense played well. They made shots, and they were able to get this one into their belt. So 89-81, what was your major takeaways from this one?
They're finally playing. I mean, it wasn't really today. We've seen it the last couple of weeks. They're finally peaking. They're peaking at the right time, which is kind of what I expected going into the season. It wasn't your typical season of obviously all the transfers. And it was going to take time to gel. It was going to take more than non-conference play, especially when you got into Big 12 play. You know, we saw the results of this conference this year. You know, you could honestly put in all 10 teams. Yes, there would be outcry among other conferences, but resumes speak for themselves. So you knew it was going to. I mean, I did. I kind of feel like they're going to struggle with the Big 12 play. You're going against a lot of program veterans and some other programs that brought in some their transfers to add pieces. It was going to be a battle. It started 0-5, and since then they've been at 7-6 in Big 12 play, 8-6 since then with the win at Auburn. So really, they're peaking at the right time. Stevenson is the player that we wanted him to be. I was hoping he would be. He wasn't this good last year, and this is what you expect from the senior. Trey Mitchell has played well down the stretch. Emmett Matthews has gotten healthy. And being an aggressive Emmett, he's upped his average on the year the last couple of weeks as well. So a healthy Emmett helps. Keedy Johnson has just found a knack for getting to the rim and getting to the line. And Joe Toussaint has come off the bench. I mean, you just can keep going. Jimmy Bell has created space. James has pitched in. I know he's been hurt, but he's provided some impact plays. And you know, you went down the list of scores. But what about Pat Summitt today? Big offensive board, turned it around. They were down 10, turned the momentum around. Big offensive putback. Little things like that, when they come together, it makes a difference. That offensive putback probably didn't matter 2 months ago because they couldn't, create enough stops in a row and to create a run there. But something like that turned it around today. So you're just seeing a vast improvement from top to bottom of this roster.
Yeah, I know before the year we were trying to figure out who that kind of unsung hero was going to be. Was it going to be one of these newcomers like a Joe Toussaint? Would it be, Trey Mitchell in a way? But to me, it was actually probably Keedy Johnson. I think he's the guy that was kind of overlooked throughout this entire season that has had a major impact on their ability to win. Just talk about his importance and really just the value of him actually sticking it out because he could have left. I mean, right? I mean, this is a kid that has been through a lot here at West Virginia, a lot of losing, to be frank, and could have went elsewhere or could have just went and played professionally after last year. But he decided to come back to this opportunity. So just talk about the importance of having him on the team.
He's a good example in this new era of college sports. Things didn't, really turn out the way he thought. He was behind Deuce when he first got here. And then he got his opportunity last year. We know the results from last year. He's upset. He could have left and been picked up by probably a number of Power 5 programs, the way he played defense. So I think it speaks to him, what he was wanting to accomplish while he was here. He's pursuing his master's. So he already had a degree. Now he's pursuing his master's. So it was more than just on the court. But you really saw an uptick in play. I know he's over doubled his point average from a season ago. So, yeah, he's just a really good example of if you stay within a program, understand what the coaches want from you, you can really have a great year. And if you think about if he would have came in as a freshman, his junior and senior years uh, probably would have been a lot better than they were. And he's had a great year. He's not a natural point guard. He's been asked to do a lot of things. That's not really to his ability, but kind of like the best of what they had. And he's performed really well. How many 20-point performances did he have this year? Led the team in scoring, and that's someone that we didn't expect going into the season. Like, hey, you may have to depend on him to win a game. He's done it. He's done it for West Virginia a lot, and again, it just goes to credit to work ethic, sticking it out within a program, understanding because it's not like the NBA where you have all the time in the world to work with guys. They have all the time in the world to go to the gym, get in a routine in the NBA, which is basketball. Well, I know the student athlete term is used very loosely today, but the coaches, they don't get 8 hours a day. They get a short amount of time with them. So program veterans, a new term I've started this year, program veterans is really important moving forward. A guy like Keaton, who like Emmett, who had been here but came back, he was a guy that really brought the new guys with the new transfers with the young guys and really gelled them together. So a lot of his on-court and off-court can be praised just by him sticking it out, and you can see in the fruits of his labor like a day like today was put up 1-3.
Well, I do have to give you props, and I hate to do it because I'm not like this because I don't like to admit that you're right, but you were dead on in our preseason record prediction. So tip of the hat to you. You picked West Virginia to go not only 18-13, but you also picked them to go 7-11 in Big 12 conference play. So I'll give you your due there. Since you did get that right, just go ahead and tell us who's going to win the national championship. Tell us how far West Virginia's going to go, so I can put my bets in when I go down to the Cherokee here in a few weeks. But no, seriously, with West Virginia, just their postseason outlook, just where do you feel like this team can go? I mean, can they get to the second round or to the second weekend of the big tournament? Do you feel like they have enough to get to that point?
So much is dependent on matchups. You hate to say that because they played so well. Really, what you fear from this group is meeting up against a veteran team, a program veteran team. Got a group of guys that's been in the program 3, 4, 5 years, and understanding where they're supposed to be to have probably an extra step on them in that regard. So I think that's really what you fear going in. There's not a lot of programs like that, but of course there's going to be 68. So you never know what little team, Ohio Valley, whoever. St. Peter's that beat Kentucky last year, so anything could happen. But I always thought going into the weekend, you mentioned the season prediction that going into the season, I thought they could get. I thought their ceiling was a Sweet 16. It's kind of where I think they still are. They can definitely go further, but I think it's a tough ask. To be honest, right now it's a tough ask to get them out first, just for everything, this long season, so forth. So we'll see. I think they can get past the first weekend, and maybe even third. If you get Stevenson shooting, if all these guys can play like that, offensively, the way they're playing the defense, man, they're going to be a tough out, and they can beat anybody. I don't know of anybody in the country. They faced Purdue early in the year,
And hung with them.
they were and hung with them, and they weren't playing like this. So I think you run the fear. They just played Kansas well. You can say Kansas kind of the grind of the Big 12 this season. They're getting everybody's best as well. Kansas is probably going to be my pick this year. A little bit Big 12 bias. Get to see that team with your eyes. They're just so fast. I don't know how you really keep up with Juan Harris when Grady Dick's on. It's just they're so fast. I don't know. Houston, I've seen them play a little bit. Obviously haven't seen them play. I think that's a team that can keep up with them, but I don't know if they, maybe they have fresh legs since they're playing in a weaker conference. No one's been tested as much as the Big 12. I'll take Kansas to win it early. Who knows when I play my bracket if I change my mind. You never know. They could get knocked out first game next week. I might just, but you know what? I don't want Kansas no more.
Very good.
Maybe North Carolina goes on to run the ACC tournament. You want
God,
to revisit that selection.
Don't let that happen.
The Callihan household will be thrilled.
Oh, Lord.
Happy wife, Schuyler. Happy wife.
Yeah. She's happy 5 times out of every 8 years. So But yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it for us today. 89-81, West Virginia over Kansas State. And as I said, they finished 18-13, 7-11 on the season. But there is a big game tonight and that will determine West Virginia's seeding in the Big 12 tournament next week. And that is between Oklahoma State and Texas Tech. If Oklahoma State wins, West Virginia will be the 8th seed and play Texas Tech. And if Texas Tech wins, they'll be the 7th seed and play Oklahoma. And if you have that happen and they beat Oklahoma, they will avoid playing Kansas in the quarterfinals. So there is some good things to that. There's also some bad things because obviously the number 2 team in the league is pretty darn good too. So we're going to have we may do a Big 12 conference show before the tournament starts on.
Yeah, we will. I'll confirm it.
And then we'll also do a Selection Sunday preview, maybe on Friday or Saturday next week before the brackets revealed. And then obviously we'll have a bracket show as well. Maybe
might still be playing in the Big 12 tournament, so we might know.
Hey, you might be right.
They could be the first Big 12 team to win, to start 7 and below.
They very well.
Let's just get wild with it.
Yeah, why not? It's March. March Madness, right?
They don't say it for nothing. So let's get wild. It's possible. Exactly. The way they're playing, they can go on a run.
Yeah, so we'll do that. And if West Virginia does happen to end up in that championship game, then we'll do it Sunday morning. So that's the plan for that. And then obviously, like I said, we'll have a bracket show. We'll make our picks for the bracket. Chris can then go ahead and make his picks and tell me how right he's going to be.
So I can fail my bracket again and not even be close by the second weekend.
Oh no, you'll by the end of round 1, you'll be telling me how good you are. So,
because that happens every year.
So that'll do it for us today. 89-81 West Virginia winners. We'll be back here to preview the Big 12 Conference Tournament early part of the week. Just take a look on our Twitter at Mountaineers Now and hit that subscribe button at Mountaineers Now as well to get the latest for our new shows. So until early next week, we'll see you guys then. Take care.